Well, good morning, Bakersfield, surrounding communities, and everybody watching online on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook Live. This is the Early Bird Special right here on KGEL Sports Talk, 101.1 FM. I'm Chris Burdick. That is Sparky. Sparky, good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Let them know what they're in for.
Oh, we got a jam-packed show like always. We'll get into some basketball, some sports headlines, another day, another story out of the court cases of these athletes. We'll get into that. Plus, we're gonna talk to an old friend, Miss Scarlett Sabin from the Ronald McDonald House. Will be joining us around 7:30 ahead of some big annual events that they have coming up this weekend. And the return of Jay Bird. He's got his comedy show at Roosters tonight. We'll talk to him at 8. Plus, you can call or text in anytime throughout the show at 661-842-2000.
And we do have tickets to the show this weekend at the Well. D.L. Hughley will be at the Well this weekend. So if you're a fan, text in at any point in time during the show. Sparky will be able to hook you up, get you at that show this weekend. And I am excited to talk to Scarlett Sabin because it's not just an event that they love to do, but it's our event. It's the American General Media event, the Mac and Cheese Fest.
I believe she has her car event too.
Oh, is the car event this weekend as well? Wow, she's going to be a very, very busy woman. But yes, if you have not gotten tickets to the Mac and Cheese Fest, all proceeds will be going to the Ronald McDonald House. If you have no idea what the Ronald McDonald House is,
she'll let you know.
Yeah, she'll let you
know.
Mac
and cheese, the 11th annual Mac and Cheese.
Yeah, if you're not going to go this year, I don't know what you're doing. You have an opportunity to dunk some Kern talk show hosts over there, Mr. Cox and Mr. Bailey. I believe Mr. Flores will also be in attendance.
Romeo
I'm
down
not
the hall.
Sure if they're going to have us do it, but hey, I'll do it if you put down the money for it and it goes to a good cause.
Right.
That's all that matters to me. So if you want, you could fork some money over. Says I want to put Burdick in the chair. I will gladly go and dunk myself for a good cause like Ronald McDonald House. But we'll get into all of that once Scarlett gets in here at 7:30. And yes, we do have to get into the Stefon Diggs situation. We kind of talked about it yesterday that the court was going on day 2. Yeah, it's done. It's already over. They figured it out, and they already said, yeah, this is a dumb case. Why are we even listening to this? You'll hear from the accuser, Miss Jamila Adams. I did pull some audio from her where I think she solely lost her case, if I'm being honest. And I will get into more of the details of why they were in court. We didn't get to talk about it a whole ton yesterday. All I was able to really tell you guys is that he was facing charges for strangulation and assault from his former chef slash
side
friends
piece
with benefits. Yeah. Because honestly, I think that's where a lot of this really stems.
Dude, if you're going to have a side piece, make sure she's a chef.
Right? I mean, hey, she'll cook for you at the same time, my brother. I mean, it's a sticky situation. It's one that honestly Stefon should never have put himself in the first place. But
I mean, we've all wanted to choke a chef here and there, but
I guess. I mean, when that steak is a little too rare, you gotta do something to put them back in or to let them know. But no, we'll get into that, the case between Stefon and Jamila and all of that, and why they were in court and what she said and why this whole thing was even happening in the first place. Plus, we got an answer to a couple of these golfers and where they're going to be going after Live Golf inevitably loses all their money when the Saudi Arabian, slush fund, as we want to call it, runs out. And Bryson DeChambeau has already come out and said, I don't got to go back to the PGA. I can get plenty of money doing what I'm doing on YouTube. So we'll get into all that and a whole ton more. But let's start in the NBA as we usually do. Round 2 continues. We got 2 game ones yesterday. Cleveland and Detroit started it out. And then we had Oklahoma City and Los Angeles. Any thoughts or shocks for you, my friend, in these games? I think they went pretty much the exact way we thought they would. Cleveland put on at least a competitive show at one point in the game, but Detroit is just too active on defense. And I think JB Bickerstaff, as we highlighted for you guys a couple of days ago, being the coach that really created this Cleveland team and knows how to play them, probably knows a thing or two on how to slow them down. James Harden's the only piece he didn't put on this team. And lo and behold, James Harden's the only one that was really trying to will them back into the game. So they ended up losing the game altogether. I believe it was 111-101. And it was a closer game than the score really puts out there.
When I turned it on, it was a blowout.
Yes.
And I went back and I was like, oh, damn, it's a closer game now.
I didn't even get to start watching the game until about halfway through the first quarter when Cleveland was, I think, down at the time 14. or something of that
And
nature.
when I turned it on, they were down 20.
Yeah, and Rand Dizzle from down the hall had yelled at me, said, better luck next year. I was like, yeah, no, I was expecting this. If you listen to the show in the morning, I was the first one to tell you guys Cleveland was going to lose this game because it's Cleveland. But there is one glaring weakness to this Detroit team that I don't know if Cleveland's going to capitalize on, but somebody will at some point in time during this playoff run. They cannot play two good halves of basketball at the same time. They can't, or at least not in the playoffs. Because from what we've seen in round one, every single game, 1 through 7, and now in game 1 of round 2, this is two completely different teams that comes out from the first half to the second half. And honestly, if I'm JB Bickerstaff, the team you really want is the one that gets trounced in the first and then shows up in the second. Luckily, they were able to control this game enough in game 1 that it really didn't matter. Like Sparky said, they had a lead of 20 at one point. And although Cleveland did whittle it down to, I believe, as close as 3 or 4 at one time in the second half, it really never got to the point where they could have taken over the game. And just the long runs at the end of the game, the incredible tandem that is Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren.
I like that kid.
That guy's incredible. And Cleveland, for some reason, can't figure out a pick and roll situation between the two of them, which seems so simple to most watching on television. But let's be honest, there's probably something about these two that's different that is just hard to read.
It's hard to watch. I mean, I'm not a Cavs fan, but it's hard to watch Harden with Donovan. Personally, it's weird.
It's two ball-centric shooting guards that honestly play the exact same style of basketball. That's why I didn't understand the trade at the time of making it. That's why I still don't understand the trade now. Outside of them sitting there saying, well, we could probably lure over LeBron if we have another superstar here in Cleveland. If you could have just made Darius Garland that superstar, wouldn't have mattered in the first place. Look what happened the first time LeBron came back to Cleveland. All you needed was a Kyrie Irving. People forget Kevin Love wasn't on the team until after LeBron got there. And that was thanks to the Andrew Wiggins draft pick. Another draft lottery that the league, somewhat skewed a certain way. I'm just saying. But regardless, I don't think bringing in James Harden was the deciding factor for LeBron to come back to Cleveland. And honestly, I don't think LeBron is coming back to Cleveland anyway. I'd like to believe that my theories from back a couple months ago were true. The ones that everyone's jumping on now that, his retirement tour in Cleveland would be legendary.
I think it'll be Miami, if anybody.
I'm
personally starting to lean that he just finishes out in LA.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was Miami or LA, but I keep thinking about it. Why would you leave LA? All of your money's in LA. Your kids are in LA.
He wants the future in LA.
Exactly. Like, if you do put in money towards the Vegas team, obviously that's much closer than anywhere you would be in Ohio.
And that's a sports central town now. So
it is. You would make more money being in Los Angeles.
Can you imagine the face of Las Vegas basketball and having LeBron's face all over the Vegas?
Well, and again, just putting all of that aside, let's take it into a basketball perspective as a basketball player. You really think LeBron wants to jump onto a Cleveland team that, albeit does need a small forward, point forward type of player, I guess, but you really think he wants to jump onto this Cleveland team that has two ball-centric guards already? And on top of that, if he doesn't come back and win a chip with Cleveland in his last year, the retirement tour would be completely pointless, and everybody would use that as just more fodder and more ammo towards him being an egocentric player that all he wanted was all the attention on him and knew if he went back to Cleveland, that's what would happen.
I would respect him more. I mean, he doesn't have any unfinished business in Cleveland. No. I would much rather respect him going to Vegas, being a part of a new team, and even adding, buying some percentage of the team and being that guy.
And more on the basketball side, the point I made a couple weeks ago, only one of the 3 teams that he's played for, he has not won a quote-unquote legitimate championship. Because people still put an asterisk next to the one with the Lakers because it was the bubble.
The bubble ship.
And everybody says, well, he was in the bubble. It's not the same. There was no home court advantage. There was no this or that. Some argue that it was actually harder to win in the bubble because of the stipulations they were playing under. Again, whatever side of the ball court you're on, doesn't matter. LA is the only one where he doesn't have a legitimate championship. So why wouldn't he stick around one more year, contribute to Luka and Austin Reeves, and help this Laker team get to that level if they want him to stay?
That's the big question,
Yeah.
especially with new ownership. I'm starting to feel like if it was LeBron's choice, he'd probably stay in LA and just
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Right.
The second side is I'm not sure if the ownership is just biting, like ready to move on.
They could be. They absolutely could be. But after watching him last night dropping 30 and, assisting on dang near half of the points
Mhm.
for the Lakers, it's hard to walk away from a guy like that. I mean, we could shift over to that game, although, again, massive blowout win for the Oklahoma City Thunder that, unfortunately, sorry, Laker fans, we all kind of saw coming.
As expected, yes.
108-90. And again, another game where the Lakers got it down to about 4 in the second half, and it looked like, okay, we got a little bit of a run here. And then the Thunder decided, nah, we're just going to turn it on.
And Chet was on fire.
It's
and
hard to beat
really,
this team when he's
Reeves, I mean, I know Reeves is back, but he doesn't look 100%.
He could not make a basket to save his life last night. I believe he went 2 for 14 or something like that. And honestly, anytime he had the basketball, hucking up a shot just to kind of get himself going, I was wondering why in the hell you're even trying. Just pass it off to somebody else. But I kind of get it. And you might be right. Maybe he's not playing at 100%. But if you're cold and your team needs you to get hot, you have to keep shooting. You have to keep shooting and start making some of these. But at the same time, I keep thinking, is Austin Reeves really in that conversation, though, of a scorer that you really want to keep shooting the basketball? You know what I mean? Like, when thinking about this last night watching the game, traditionally, when you're watching one of your pure scorers, you sit there and say, no, just keep hucking up shots. Eventually, you're going to hit a couple and you're going to catch fire and we're going to be fine. That's what I say every time I watch Donovan Mitchell, because there are moments where Donovan, makes some crazy shots. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Now we're going to warm up. Now we're going to start to get there. But is Austin Reeves on that level? Is Austin Reeves that kind of guy? Or should we really be should LeBron be looking at a guy like Austin saying, look, dude, it's just not your night. Start being a point guard and stop being a shooting guard. I mean, not to say that would have really won them the game at all, because, again, the massive 28-point loss, it hurts. But, I mean, I kept watching the game last night and getting text messages from people thinking, oh, I'm sorry, it was 18-point loss, 28. I can't count today. It just made me think, why are you still shooting the basketball? Like, you haven't been making shots all night.
I'm trying to get in that rhythm.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, and Laker fans, feel free to chime in and tighten me up, because honestly, I don't know which way to think about Austin. Should we be sitting there saying, keep shooting your basket, man? You're going to make one eventually. You're that kind of player. Or in games like this, should it be more of the situation where LeBron looks at him and says, yeah, start being more of a distributor, start getting more assists and steals. That's what Alex Caruso used to do when he wasn't making baskets, and is continuing to do for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But this is going to be a really rough series for the Lakers altogether, especially if they're not going to have Luka. And now, from what we hear yesterday on the Rich Eisen show from Brian Windhorst, they're in a kind of wait and see situation with Luka right now. It was a 4 to 6 week recovery period. It's been 4, and we still haven't necessarily heard anything. But this is what Brian Windhorst had to say yesterday on Rich Eisen's show before the Laker game, when asked what the timetable looks like for Luka's return.
The Lakers are probably in wait and see mode. If they go to Oklahoma City and they get walloped in 2 games, that'll inform their process. And if they go to OKC and they split, or they look like, wait a minute, we might have a formula here, that might inform the process. But, I've watched guys come back early from hamstring injuries, and
no bueno.
It can sometimes be tough. And like, look, if it, they said it was a grade 2 strain.
Yes.
And that's 4 to 6 weeks. It's been 4.
Yes.
So 6 weeks is maybe the end of the season. So even if he came back in 2 weeks, that would not be out of line for grade 2. Like, they didn't say it was a minor strain. They announced grade 2.
At this time right now, losing by 18 in game 1, going into a game 2 here on Wednesday. Oh, no, I'm sorry, on Thursday. Today is Wednesday. Where would you sit, my friend? I mean, we talked about it a couple days ago. The possibility if you get him back at all in this series is minuscule. So do you kind of just look at Luka and say, just go back to Spain and see
Yeah.
what you can do on rehab.
Go rehab, dude. I mean, I don't think it's going to be the change, and I don't think the Lakers need him to come in and switch up everything that they've been building on for the last couple of weeks with him out. Personally, I don't think Luka's the change, and if anything, I think Luka comes in and screws up the momentum. I know there's very little momentum after the big loss last night, but if he's not 100%, just like the same thing about Reeves, I don't think Reeves should have came back as early as he did, but the Lakers got bigger issues than Luka.
These lingering injuries are going to make it hard for them to win the series regardless. But that's why I'm thinking, I see your point that maybe Luka comes in and disrupts the momentum of the team. But I think that would be better said if it was someone like Jason Tatum coming back earlier in this season rather than now. The Lakers have leaned on Luka all season long in his 30 points a game, and it's hard really to walk away from that. I know defensively he can be a liability at times, especially if you have to have him be on one of the better scorers on the other side. But I don't know. Like, this is why I'm just sitting there thinking, you sent him to Spain already. And Windhorst earlier in that conversation with Rich brought up a really good point. If the Lakers were completely okay with him going to Spain, where he lives in Madrid, mind you, in the offseason, if they were okay with him going to Spain for a couple weeks before the end of the season to rehab, they knew that, granted, this may have been a grade 2, but it must have been a more severe grade 2. Because
But say they go down another game, maybe that's what they need. But I think the Lakers are screwed either way.
Right, absolutely, and that's why I'm thinking that he probably is right. That if they lose game 2, they're probably looking at Luka and saying, just go back to Madrid. We probably have gone as far as we can, and unfortunately, we just ran into the juggernaut. But at the same time, I'm just sitting there thinking, if you knew it was that serious, I know you don't want to necessarily write out your star player for the playoffs, but if you knew it was that serious and you knew it wasn't going to be a quick 4-week turnaround, you shouldn't have had him come back in the first place and sit on the bench and watch these games. He should have been rehabbing, whether it be in LA or in Spain or wherever the hell he wanted to rehab. Like, I feel like all of your energy should have been going towards Luka being healed by that 4-week period. So again, I don't know exactly what it's looking like right now. I'm sure Luka's mentality has a lot to do with it too, because I still don't think Luka has ever really adopted the city of LA. He's still kind of hurting that Dallas let him go, and he hasn't really forgiven and forgot yet. And I don't think he really has the mindset right now to just throw out loyalty to a city like Los Angeles.
Well, he's probably a little touchy right now.
Probably, which means he's not going to be sprinting back to the court anytime soon. But that's why I'm worried for the Lakers, because you're not winning this series without him. You really aren't, at least in my opinion. I know Sparky's on the opposite side of that track.
I just don't think they're going to win it at all.
No, that's fair. Again, I just think if you were, you need Luka on the court. But again, if this was such a severe injury like you knew it was going into it, you should have been doing everything possible to get Luka back on the court within that 4-week period, rather than letting him go to Spain in Madrid and essentially just sit at home getting treatment, quote unquote, because we don't know exactly what he was doing in Madrid. But as Windhorst said in that interview, you ever heard of anybody going to Madrid to get sports therapy? Nah. Germany? Sure. Some other European countries? Absolutely. But I've never once heard of an athlete going to Madrid, Spain for anything other than a soccer match or to go and chill at their house.
I personally, watching throughout the season, there's been Luka's team and I've seen LeBron's team.
Yep.
And when they're together, I haven't been impressed of either one when they're together. No. It is almost like the James Harden, Donovan Mitchell.
I was just
it's like two alphas trying to do too much instead of playing team ball.
Yep. And it's not successful basketball. It has been proven time and time again the last couple of years, not even just with these two, but with many other teams. When you have two players that play the same style of ball, it clashes. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. I know you think, oh, if one is really good, two must be great. No, that's not how it works in basketball. Maybe in football, definitely in baseball. But basketball, no. You need 5 guys who are all unique to different styles that flow together and can play as a unit. That's how you win basketball games. And I don't know. I agree with you. Like there are times where I sit there and think they should work. This should be a great tandem, but it's not.
If it is, it'll take time.
Right. And on 2K, sure, you and your buddy are going nuts. But in real life, it's not winning basketball. It's just not. Let's take a break. We'll get into some of the other stories on the other side. Like I said, Stefon Diggs has been found not guilty for assault and strangulation. We'll get into that story and exactly what led to him having to go to court for the last 2 days. Nick Nurse, the 76ers coach, had to step away from his team, but he's expected to be back for game 2. He apparently lost his brother not too long ago, so he had to attend a funeral. We'll talk about that. And Bryson DeChambeau pretty much telling the PGA, figure it out, or I'm just going to YouTube. We'll get into that and much, much more. This is the Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk. Welcome back. Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk 101.5 FM. We're also streaming video live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You can follow us on all social media platforms, all three of those, including Instagram and TikTok as well. Yes. I don't know if I have nearly enough time to get into the situation and all the information that I have in the audio, but just so you know, at some point during the show, we will get into this whole Stefon Diggs situation. He was just found not guilty for assault and strangulation of Jamila Adams, his former live-in personal chef and friends with benefits at one point. There's a lot to this story, to be honest with you, but it really just centers around the two of them had a relationship that they really probably shouldn't have had. He sent her home after a 2 to 3 week stay after an argument back in December. She claimed he didn't pay her. His representation said, yeah, that's a lie. They had proof that she had gotten paid for the 2 weeks she worked, but not for the week that she was sent home. And just everything kind of came to a head yesterday when everybody was asked to take the stand because Jamila did not help her case whatsoever with her statements.
Did she go on?
Yes.
Did she talk?
Yeah,
Because
she
last
did.
I heard that she didn't. She denied to do.
Oh no, she talked. She may not have talked yesterday, but she talked. Trust me. They have audio and I have it because they asked her directly.
Well,
About the
ESPN just
text
was
message.
reporting that she didn't take the stand, that she talked afterwards. That's what killed her case because she didn't talk about the $5.5 million that they paid her.
The audio that I have is them asking her directly, unless it was
Then
somebody
ESPN's
else,
wrong.
but I swear I have audio that is her saying, like, this is the text message strand between you and a friend.
Yeah, I was laughing because it was Shams that shared the story saying that she killed her case because the courts were asking about the $5.5 million and she didn't want to talk about it.
No, because
I was
again,
like, okay.
there's a lot to this that just makes it feel like she felt spurned by Stefon and really was just trying to get money because basically what it is she gets paid a certain amount. Can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it was 5-6 million or something for 3 weeks. They paid her out for 2 of those weeks, but the week that she was sent home, they were not going to pay her, obviously, because she didn't work. And she asked for all 3 of the weeks or the lump sum pay for all 3 of those weeks rather than just the 2.
Dug herself in a hole.
Yeah, and it's just a really weird story, but at the end of it all, it really just comes out to looking like she was spurned because he was sending her home. She even at one of the or during the audio that I have says that he was bringing women over and that she should be paid and all of that. And like I'm just incredibly confused. That's why I'm like ESPN's reporting that she didn't because I have direct audio from her, so that's wild. Unless this is old audio. But this is on the stand and everything, so I'm not exactly sure if
I don't
I'm wrong
really.
or they're wrong.
I mean, I can care less. Diggs is a free agent,
Yes.
and every day there's another player with another court case. It was the same as yesterday with Ladarius Sneed. Finally got dismissed of his charges. It's every day, and I'm looking for sports prep, and it's turning into Judge Judy and court cases.
Well,
It's just ridiculous.
it's like we talked about a couple weeks ago, man. This is just the off-season MO now for most of these athletes, not just the NFL, but sometimes the NBA. As we
and
now
whatever
know with
happened to
stuff.
the drug bag he had on the ship?
That I don't think they ever actually did anything about that. That's a good point because I mean, again, it although it was near him, I guess you can really plausible deniability. There's no way of knowing if it was his. I
This
guess
is the 4th or 5th case, including an athlete that has all been dismissed this week.
And again, it in some cases it seems like these people are just trying to get money out of him, but in others, these athletes are looking like genuine POSs, and that's why I say that this is really a situation Stefon should never have been in the first place.
Exactly.
Like, be smart about this, dude. Like, I know everything we've seen from him in the last couple of years, especially in the offseason, as Sparky's saying, the party on the boat with the pink powdery substance and all this other stuff. I mean, him being with Cardi B and then cheating on Cardi B and Cardi being upset with him during the Super Bowl and that being a whole, and then him not showing up during the Super Bowl and all that type of stuff. Like, I get it. I get Stefon doesn't exactly have the best track record. But
I
at
wonder
what
why
point,
he's a free agent.
yeah, exactly. And looking for a job still. Although with this now being taken care of, I assume somebody's going to be reaching out. At what point do you really sit this guy down and just say, brother, you got to step away from the females? Like, you just got to take a big step back and stop, like, with all that. Because at this point right now, you should never been in a relationship with your live-in chef in the first place. One, I tell you guys all the time, don't, don't, I can't say the phrase I want, obviously, because we're on radio, but you get where I'm about to go. Don't date somebody you work with. Just don't do it. It's not a good idea. I know you guys see each other all the time. I get it. But trust me, from speaking from experience here, don't do it. It's not fun. It's not worth it. And at least in situations like this. Because again, from what we understand in this story, there was an argument between the two over the pay dispute where she claims they moved into her room. He open palm slapped her and then strangled her with his arm, threw her on the bed. Everybody that lives in the house says they never heard or saw anything. And at the same time, we're now hearing that not only is this a pay dispute, but apparently there was a trip the two were supposed to take together to Miami that he was cutting her out of, essentially. So I think there's more to this in a personal sense, like in a personal world, I should say. The relationship between the two of them more than got messy. She claims that she sent him, I'm sorry, he sent her home because he was bringing other women over while she wasn't there. That wasn't great in her testimony, by the way. That just really shows that you're just spurned with the fact that he's entertaining others. I just, again, this everything about this, especially when I saw the audio that I pulled, it just made it seem like it was one of those situations where you are just upset because you're getting cut out of a relationship. I'm sorry. And it sucks, but this happens to everybody. And when you're messing with an athlete, you have to know that these athletes, they ain't loyal. I'm sorry, they're not. They ain't loyal most of the time. Some of them are. But for the vast majority, when they're living up their lives, man, there's a lot of other influences, a lot of other temptations. And if you're not like directly their girlfriend, wife, whatever, it's gonna end that way. That's why I'm saying neither of you should have been in this situation in the first place. You really shouldn't have. Let's take a quick break. I know we got Val on the other side from the Ronald McDonald House. Scarlett is not going to be joining us. She texted Sparky during the first segment, had to send someone in her stead. We miss you, Scarlett, but we'll see you on Saturday. Let's take a break. We will get into all of that with them and talk a little mac and cheese fest, and then we'll talk a little Stefon Diggs and Miss Mila Adams at some point before the end of the show as well. And you'll hear from Miss Adams as well. This is the early bird special right here on KGEO Sports Talk. Welcome back. Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk 101.1 FM. It's time to talk a little car show and mac and cheese fest if we can get around to it, but the car show is more important. It's Val Miller is here to talk about the car show.
Yeah, that's right.
Good morning, sir. Good to
Good
see
morning to
you.
you.
And Scarlett Sabin, if you're listening, shame on you for ditching us.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Yeah, she promised
Shame.
breakfast.
No kidding.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get McDonald's this morning. No, don't bring McDonald's. I know she's listening too. Do not do it. We're joking. We do not need McMuffin. Val, good morning, sir. Well, okay, Sparky needs a McMuffin. Sparky needs a McMuffin. Val, good morning, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
I mean, how's everything going?
Everything's going. We're
Yeah?
gearing up for the car show this Saturday. The weather's going to be good, and like every year, this is our 17th year with the Ronald McDonald House.
Mhm.
And as always, we have our car show at the KOA.
Naturally.
Used to be the old Crest Drive-In. So everyone, 5025 Wyville Road, if they don't know, gates open at 10 for the public, 7 o'clock for the cars.
Fantastic. Tickets online or at the door?
Until midnight tonight.
Okay.
That you can do the QR code off the flyer or off our website, but otherwise you'd have to do it at the site.
Okay.
And you can check in as early as 7 o'clock on Saturday.
And then real quick, what's the website for people who don't know?
Mopars of Bakersfield.
Mopars of Bakersfield.
Ooh, nice.
Fantastic. And then how many cars we got this year? Because I know you guys go all
Well,
out.
we never know the exact count. We've been 250 or more, and last year we were 200 and
I was
something.
gonna say, I know last year you guys had a ton.
Yeah,
out there.
it's always thanks to the public. It's
Yes.
usually 200 plus.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we always come out for car shows, but your guys' car show, for some reason, or I shouldn't say for some reason, it's probably the best one in town, let's be honest. But you guys always get the most diverse, span of cars. It's not just the older versions.
Correct.
You always get some of the, the oldie back in the 60s, 70s cars. But then you have the newer age kids who all come with theirs. And don't get me wrong, I know some older fans aren't keen on some of the Subies and all that. Personally, I love them. I think they look pretty. It just depends on the color scheme for me. If you make it look too anime, I'm out. But if it looks like it's out of Fast and the Furious, you got me. I'm cool. I'm cool with
I
that.
like all cars. I do. All
absolutely.
genres of cars.
How long have you guys been doing this?
This will be 17 years this year.
Man, what got this whole thing started for you guys?
I've been in the car club since '94, but there was some transitions and stuff with the car show, and we could never find someone that seemed to appreciate our money. And then, ironically, we came across Scarlett and her son at a breakfast deal,
of course.
And of course, Scarlett being so quiet, it was hard to ignore her. And end result was 17 years later, we were at almost. We'll be close to $400,000 we've raised.
Wow, that's incredible. And talk about, I know you don't directly work for the Ronald McDonald House, but talk about what you guys have been able to do together outside of just building this money through the car show.
Well, for instance, the house was kind of dilapidated, needed some work. It was going through some transitions itself. And we were able to provide the money to start the construction, which doubled the size of the house and made it really nice. And if anyone has an opportunity to go up there, you'll happen to notice that the rooms are named after Chrysler products, Plymouth, Hemi,
Naturally.
Dodge. Yeah, so that's unique in our case. So it makes us feel real good. And we bought security system for it. We just provided a lot of things with our money that McDonald's doesn't pay for.
Right, absolutely. And honestly, Ronald McDonald House is always there for these types of situations. It seems like they're connected in everything. I mean, like I was saying, they're now partnering with us this year for the Mac and Cheese Fest, which is going to be fantastic. Hopefully, we make a ton of money for them. And again, there will be a dunk tank. So if anybody wants to dunk myself or Sparky, if you put a
dunk Scarlett,
that's a good part too. We could get Scarlett in on this if the funds do match the actual product. I feel like we can make this happen. I think this could happen.
She needs to cool down.
Yes,
and it's going to be a hot day on Saturday. I'll tell you, that's also why I'm kind of volunteering myself, because I'm not going to say no to, a little cool wash down while we're in the 100-degree weather.
Yeah. Just as our car show's finishing, the Mac and Deal starts.
Perfect timing.
Absolutely.
We're usually done by 2, 3 o'clock. So you could do both.
You absolutely can. Just wake up or Saturday morning, go out to the car show first and foremost.
Yep.
Buy your ticket online, obviously.
Yeah. We have vendors on site for food. We have 3 different ones. We have an ice cream guy. So, has ices and all that stuff. So since the restaurant's closed now, we'll provide all that. There's plenty of parking on the street. The city allows it. And, I think our venue, as you said, is unique in the sense of who has a car show at an RV park.
Absolutely.
Us.
No, and
that's it.
It's just a fun experience every single time. You're never going to really have a bad time looking at any of these cars or just talking to the owners, because they're all really passionate about this. And it's I've never really walked in your guys' car show and not been there for like 2 or 3 hours just ogling at somebody's car. So it's so much fun every single time. Where have you guys kind of pulled people in from to come to the show?
Well, the club itself is diverse and is the age of people,
Yes.
and all that. We get cars from the desert, Los Angeles, Fresno, but the coast. But I don't know about this year. Price of gas is awfully high.
Yeah,
So we're
unfortunately.
dependent upon the Kern County people. Please show up.
No, they're going to show up.
I'm sure they will.
Everybody's
I'm sure
gonna
they
show
will.
up.
I think we offer something a little bit different than everybody else. It's not a blacktop parking lot. There's trees, there's water and power at every site, so you can run fans or what have you.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's unique in that sense. It is.
And again, RV park. You're not going to be walking around a dirt field
No.
or being, the sun glaring down on you while your ice cream's melting in your
No.
hand. That's not what this is.
No.
One more time, 5025 Weibel Road is where you're going to be going, the American Car Show location. I mean, what really was the inception for all this besides you guys just wanting to do a car show? Like,
Scarlett, seriously.
Yeah.
After meeting her, it was like we were sold.
Yeah.
It was like we finally found someone who appreciates our money.
Absolutely.
And I don't think we're just a drop in the bucket at this point.
Huh.
We've raised, a lot of funds for her. And I think anyone would want us now, but no, we're staying with her.
She is a ray of sunshine. She
Amen.
really is.
Amen.
And again, although she bailed on us this morning, but we love you anyway. We're going to see
she's
you on
probably
Saturday.
sitting over at the McDonald's eating.
You know what? She probably is, and she's probably ordering our food right now, even though I told her not to. But it is what it is. My friend, thank you for coming.
Hey, thank you for having me.
We are a sports show, though, so I have to talk a little sports with you a little bit while you're here. Any thoughts? I mean, what teams do you follow? I apologize.
I'm mostly an NFL guy.
Are you?
Yeah, I really am. I don't really follow basketball or baseball. I mean, I'd be a Dodgers fan if I was a baseball fan.
Naturally.
And I've always liked, Chicago was always, Jordan was just so in the day, my day was just so, left such an impression. I would stick with him. Yeah.
Absolutely.
NFL, I have to go with the Niners because of my wife and family.
See, that's how they get everybody.
Yeah,
the Niner fans will start when you're a baby and you're not allowed to leave.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Well, look at Raider fans the same way. Once you're
that's
one,
true.
That's
absolutely true.
But as far as sports, I love sports. Play sports all the time in my life.
How do you feel about your Niners going into next year?
I think they're wishy-washy right now. They seem to be, I mean, it's a personnel thing.
What do you make of this whole theory of the power plant being the reason for your guys' injuries? Do you think there's a little bit of validity to that? I don't know. It's hard to ignore when you hear George Kittle talk about the trees being dead year round.
Yeah, but it's there's so many disgruntled players. You know what I mean?
True.
I mean, used to in sports, all you ever heard was, "Hey, I love it. I love what I do." Now it's like, well, I'm not sure I love it anymore.
True.
I mean, pay me more. I'll love it more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Injuries are horrible. I mean, I don't, they do everything they can to stop them, but it's a tough sport, man. It's contact sport.
Absolutely. Injuries are going to happen.
Yeah. And for the public to think that they're not going to get hurt, and the players, of course, it's going to happen.
Right.
I mean,
well, what's funny is I had this conversation the other day. I feel like we look at athletes like superhumans sometimes, like they're not supposed to be getting hurt. They're supposed to be doing stuff that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And when somebody goes down with an injury, there's always got to be a reason for it. There's always going to be something outside that led to this. And now sometimes it's just, this person's human too. He's, 6 foot something, but he's still somewhat human. You know what I mean? Like some of these guys can be absolutely superhuman, but I mean, nobody's Superman.
No, I don't think anyone's invincible.
No, absolutely not. But I mean, outside of that, you guys are still pretty much at the top of the NFC West, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish football would calm down with all the rhetoric about what's going on and just play ball.
Yeah,
play ball. I mean, I played hardball a lot when I was young, and played underhand pitch softball in the higher levels, and it was like. Don't cry, just play. I mean, it's just, but I understand there's politics involved, a lot of things going on, but I love contact sports. I love UFC too.
Yeah,
I really do.
Oh, absolutely. And that has really skyrocketed in popularity the last couple of years.
Look what Dana White's done with that.
How do you feel about the White House card? Are you excited for this, or is this going to be one of those gimmick things for you?
It's a gimmick thing.
Yeah, I said the same
I
thing.
can do without that. Just fight. Yeah.
Hey,
have you seen the new one, BYB?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's growing. There's one called force or something. It's growing.
Yeah, and again, there's so many. I mean, Power Slap is getting popular, believe it or not, which is
I
funny.
know.
And I mean,
The women do it.
yeah, and I never thought that was going to get any popularity in America, but apparently people want to watch people slap each other. And it's
I'm
just,
telling you.
we are looking for any kind of combat related sport to get behind.
It's a new world.
It absolutely is. Is there a specific fighter right now that you're a fan of?
Not really.
No.
I think I'm all over the board with that. I mean, I used to like Jones when, he was a light heavyweight and all that,
Yes.
but he went and got on the sauce.
Yeah, and, I mean, he's always kind of been a hothead too.
and the pit bulls, they used to be exciting and they're aging out.
Absolutely.
And I watched them fight on the last card.
I still say John Jones is the baddest man to ever get
He
into an
was.
octagon.
He really was.
I mean, when you grow up with two defensive linemen, NFL defensive linemen, older brothers, obviously you're going to become a badass. But
he was tremendously good.
100%. I've said it on this show many times. I don't think there's a man that could walk into an octagon with John Jones and walk out.
In the day.
Yeah.
In the day.
Absolutely. Now you're probably right. He's probably slowed down a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, Dana does say he has bad hips. So maybe we could take him now. Maybe that's the thing. Just aim for the hips.
I mean, it's grown so much. UFC, look, you have your own genres for him to fight out of. I mean, even overseas and here, it's amazing. And most people say, "Oh, it's too violent." No, it's not too violent.
I asked this question to a professional boxer that we have come on every so often. I want to ask it to you as a fan. Do you think that there will ever be a time where we see a combined match card, something of like you're going to get boxing one match and then they drop down an octagon and then here's a MMA match then the next one? Do you think that'll ever happen?
Well, I never thought there'd be BYB. So
true. No, this is absolutely
I
true.
would say it isn't out of the question.
I mean,
you could get everyone to come then.
If Dana can make money off of it, I feel like this is something.
Yeah, I mean, you could even have two midway areas in the middle with one of each set up. I mean,
Well, and with guys like Logan Paul and all these guys, or I'm sorry, Jake Paul, not Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
I know what you meant.
Setting up these MVP fights, especially with Ronda and Gina. I feel like we're right on the borderline of it. It's possible. So
it could happen.
If we can make money off of it, why not?
Well, that's exactly what it is. Look at concert prices. Look at all the stuff now.
No, it's absolutely true. I mean, Val, thank you so much. We're actually running out of time. One more time. When and where's the car show?
Saturday, May the 9th. This coming Saturday, 5025 Weibel, the Auto Mall area, KOA. We used to be the Crest Drive-In. 10 o'clock for spectators, 7 o'clock for cars. Be there. 200 plus cars, and trust me, you want to go out there and check it out. And like we said, go check that out first, and then come on down to the fairgrounds and come there you
eat
go.
some mac and cheese.
2 in 1 day.
2 in 1 day, and all of it will be benefiting Ronald McDonald House.
Amen.
So, sir,
thank
you so much for your time. We appreciate you as always. We will see you again very soon. If you don't move to Arizona on us before.
I doubt it.
Let's take a break. We got Jay Bird on the other side. Talk his next comedy show. This is the Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk. Early bird special right here on KGEO Sports Talk 101.1 FM. Sitting here talking to our friend Jay Bird.
Hi.
Sir, good to see you.
Good to see you
Mr.
guys.
Burden's in the building.
Hello.
He's got a show tonight at Roosters to talk to you guys about. We got caught up talking about a whole bunch of different stuff. Our boy here is a Spartan runner, Sparky.
I don't know what that means.
You've never seen the Spartan runs? Those like military-esque obstacle courses that people do?
No, I
Think
see
you're-
Mud runs?
his checkpoints on his Instagram reel. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the Spartan rule. But
So like think of like a 5, 10 or half marathon or even full marathon, right? But now you're like every couple of, every like chunk of it, there's obstacles. So like monkey bars or burpees or like carrying a giant ball or you're supposed to die. Like my first 5K, like I almost died, and then people who were behind me had like an extra obstacle because they had to go around me. You know what I mean? Like it was rough.
that's horrible.
But like
you
I
just
said,
say 5K and it makes me tired.
I
So
know. Well, that's what I was telling him, though. It's like, at least you do it, though. 'Cause,
Right.
like, there's not a lot of people, including myself, that would really want to do that on their Saturday.
I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Rogan, and he always says like the people that don't do it, that's their inner bitch that's trying to get at them. I was like, I could understand that. You just have to talk your inner bitch out
Yeah,
to do
no,
these
that's
types
possible.
of things.
That's absolutely possible.
I
I mean,
listen-
again,
Oh, sorry.
no, go for it.
I was like, I listened to him for like most of my life, and that's how I got really fat.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people
Ding,
do,
ding,
to be
ding.
honest. Which is, I don't know. I could go on.
That's awesome, though. I mean,
Yeah.
how often you been doing that?
So I started my first one like 2024 in November, and then I've been doing them kind of like 2 a year last year, and this year I've kind of signed up for a bunch of them. So like just in the next 6 months, I'm gonna go to the two Bears 5K, which is it's not a Spartan race, but it's like it is a 5K, and it's with like the Netflix Live, all the stuff that's happening in LA today,
Mhm.
and then we have the Big Bear Spartan race, and then we're gonna have one in Monterey. Back to back.
That's insane, dude.
This
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
runs more than me and you in a whole 10 years.
I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
I am not running for anything.
I mean, I get it. Like, I'm not a runner. Like, I wasn't a runner either. Like, even to this day, like when I'm doing my interval training, I still get looks from people that I'm catching up to, like I'm gonna catch them. You know what I mean? Like they don't think I'm practicing. They just think I'm chasing people.
They're just sitting there waiting for you to say on your left and just run right by you.
They're hoping.
Yeah, they're hoping that happens.
Just run through them.
Oh man, that is awesome though, because like I respect the heck out of that. One, because like Sparky said, I'm not a runner either. I've never been a runner, even though I played football and basketball in my life. I hated running. It's
I've been hitting the
most painful
gym
thing.
about 4 or 5 times a week lately, and I've gotten to do the routine.
Yes,
And that's the worst part is I do 30 minutes of running in the beginning. And Planet Fitness, thank you. It's for the fat people, but I do the 30 minutes, and in every 5 minutes it'll speed up.
Yeah.
I'll have to do like a 5-minute sprint, and that's the worst part. I can lift weights, I can do all that all day, but when it comes to running, I just cannot stand running.
does Planet Fitness still do the pizza parties on Fridays?
I haven't seen no pizza.
You haven't seen that?
I go at 4 in the morning.
When
so
they first started here, I remember people saying they would
Yeah.
have pizza parties on Fridays
Really?
for people. Yeah,
I went to one of them.
I missed
you
that.
It was rough.
Dude, like,
Damn.
I'm telling you, like, I thought that was the weirdest thing. Like the gym.
I love it because the big sign says no critics.
Yes, that's their big thing.
So I mean, I've gone to other gyms and it's always like the roid guys.
Yeah, you can't be loud. You can't be like they literally kick you out if you look like you are too much of a gym rat.
Yeah,
Like I've
yeah.
heard that before. as
That's
well.
why I love it.
Yeah, I used to go to Planet Fitness. It was great in the beginning, and then I jumped over to InShape because they have a pool.
Yes.
True. It was the
That
summer.
does
And they have a
help.
basketball court too.
Honestly,
I saw that. I was like, man, I might have to jump.
I was gonna say Choose almost got me just because I heard they have a movie theater in there. They
Oh,
do. What it is it's a cardio movie theater. They have a giant screen where a movie's playing, and all it is it's treadmills. So you have
Nice.
to do.
So what you're
cardio.
telling me is that you want to see like some of the greatest masterpiece of art of all time, like Star Wars or like Casablanca, and on the other side of you hear this.
Look, man.
Stomp. Like
I want to be able to feel like I'm running right alongside Tom Cruise, right off of that ledge when he jumps
Okay.
in Mission Impossible.
I will
okay?
say the
Tom Cruise is not going to sound like a depressed 300-pound man trying to work out
I'm
his
going to be the depressed
demons.
300-pound man, John. That's
pass
gonna
the
be me.
popcorn.
Yeah,
Where's the
he's more just doing a walk incline with butter.
I'll take a Pepsi, please.
Oh, you
That's
guys are working
funny.
out? I'm sorry, I'm watching a movie.
Man.
No, they have a chair that I fell in love with. I almost left my wife. They have a cryotherapy chair. So after you do your workout or whatever,
Yes.
you can lay up in this and it blows up and it's got liquid in it and it has the cold and then it'll rotate into the heat. So I was like, okay,
That's
$20 a month, I
interesting.
could do that
Oh, absolutely.
for the
That's pretty
chair.
good. Oh, shoot. $20 a month is just better than any other gym you're gonna get,
Exactly.
Because I mean, In Shape I know is like 40 or 50. It's so ridiculous. Like Ralph Bailey, the host on one of our sister stations, looked at me and said, "Oh, I'm gonna go start at In Shape." I was like, "Okay, good for you. How much is the membership?" I think he told me it was like 50 something a month.
Hell no.
And I said, "Excuse me?"
Well,
Like,
that he's
no, I'll pass.
He's probably got all the bells and whistles because, like, when I first went to In Shape, like it was cheaper because it was just me. But now I use its childcare, so I can go like every week, even with my son.
Yeah.
And then I also added like the premium, so I can bring a buddy. So like now it's 50, but like
That
you
makes
don't
sense.
have to start it at 50.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that would make more sense because like when you told me the rates, I was like, my God, it's gone up since I went there. Because I was a member at In Shape a couple years ago and it was maybe 35, 40 for the same type of stuff, like the premium, you could bring a buddy and all that type of stuff. But it's like, why is it so expensive to be in shape these days? Why does it have to be so expensive to be healthy?
Well, it's just expensive to get fat too.
True. Well,
I mean, you got to
well,
pick
nowadays-
one.
now it
with-
is. You're
with
right.
fast
Fast
food,
food is $20 a
exactly.
meal now. You're
I mean,
absolutely
grocery
right.
shopping is killing me, but
Yeah,
I was.
I want
true.
to. I want to say that it's all my discipline and like not being able. Like I'm not eating fast food because I'm a disciplined person. I don't know. It's just expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I can't afford McDonald's anymore.
It's like our buddy
$1
JR. He's like, I only eat fast food on Wednesdays because the Wiener Schnitzel Wednesday I get 5 chili dogs for $5. It's like, there you go.
and those can
And
tear
trust me,
through you.
on my full-time job, I walk in and smell chili from Woolworths every day, and I'm like, oh my God,
Dude, and you
you
know
get
what?
an employee discount. I'm like,
I'd be
No.
an incredibly fat man if I worked in that building with you because I'm not. Those burgers at Woolworths are so good.
yeah, and
I'd
I
be
just found out
incredibly
yesterday that
busy
you can customize them, so I was like, I could throw the chili on the burgers. Are you
I
serious?
could have a double chili burger.
I just got a gym membership. Come on, man.
Well, at least you're going to the gym 5 times a week.
Yes.
That's gonna work it off. For
There
me,
you go.
not
Sure
so
it
much.
is.
We have a comedy show to talk about though. We're
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
far
it's not,
too much
it's not
about
my
the
weight
gym.
that's a
Sorry.
comedy. But no,
John's-
dude, congratulations. I know you've
Yeah,
been killing
absolutely.
it for a while, man. You started this, what, a year and a half ago?
About
2
a year
years?
and a half ago.
You've been killing it, dude.
Dropped about 140 pounds.
Hell yeah, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Keep
Love
at
that,
it.
man.
And you're doing the comedy shows. You're doing it every other Wednesday?
No,
or one
once
Wednesday?
a month. Once
okay,
a month.
and that's over at Roosters?
Yep.
David
Roosters
Bruss
Honky-Tonk.
location.
Yeah.
well,
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
there's 2 of them now, aren't there?
They have the cantina, I believe.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is in the original bar though, not the cantina.
Yeah,
correct?
the
Just for
one with
people
the
confused.
stage. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So who's going to be joining you tonight?
So we're gonna have Anthony Rivers, we're gonna have Tyson Hayes, we're gonna have Nathaniel Webb, and we're gonna have Dan Betts from The Well.
Ah,
Yeah.
a little
Really?
bit of everything.
Yeah,
Look
yeah,
at
Look
that.
at that. That's a hell of a lineup,
That
dude.
is.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of things, unspeakable things to get these guys on the show.
Especially with Dan. We know.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to bend over backwards for Dan
Yeah.
and not in the fun way.
Really just kiss the ring.
Yes. See, anytime
I
I
gotta
need
clean the
anything from
bathrooms for a
Betts,
month.
anything I need something from Betts, I just leapfrog over him and I just hit
See?
up Lindsay.
There you go.
You know
you
what?
have the connection to that,
It's
though,
like,
Sparky.
you
We
know,
can't
Dan,
do that.
Yeah.
if Dan doesn't want to do it, he'll just not text you back. I'm like,
John
screw
here's
it. I'll
probably
just,
going to have to clean their bathrooms for a month just to get Dan to do the show.
Yeah, there you go.
that's Howdy's job.
You know, that's true. That's absolutely true. Who's getting the main set? You?
Well, we're like I said, so ours is all a feature act, right?
Oh,
so
okay,
like we
fantastic.
give everyone who is featuring 10 minutes
Okay.
to kind of show off what they can do. And then afterwards you can always we'll have an open mic, but like only like maybe 1 or 2 minute sets, or 2 to 3 minute sets, and then bingo right afterwards.
Of course, naturally. Everything's
Yeah,
tossed. The
yeah.
bingo ladies ready to go.
Yeah, it's always fun. I always tell the guys who are performing at the end, it's like, if you can get any of the people that are coming in to laugh, you can possibly get a show next week or next month, because it's hard.
Man.
Like,
yeah. It can be. in that location.
making a 75-year-old laugh about genitals is insane.
You never met my grandma then.
Oh my lord. Where can people buy tickets, or is this free?
It's free. Tips are very much appreciated because we'd like to eat.
Yeah,
Right.
Get a drink
But,
for yourself before you leave.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's a free show. Doors open at 6 and the show starts at 6:30.
Awesome. And everybody's got a 10-minute set, so this is probably going to be about an hour show. I would
Yeah,
assume?
we're out of there by 8 o'clock.
Okay. So
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
again, if you're not looking to stay out too late, but you're looking to do something tonight, go down to Roosters and go laugh. You're going to see Dan Betts, Tyson Hayes, many of the people you saw on this show many times. But of course, you're going to see John, who's going to be, in our opinion, the mainliner of the whole thing.
You know it.
I mean, at this point, what, Dan? It's not going to be Dan. Let's be honest. Dan had a practice.
And of course, like with Roosters, they have like great well drinks that are like $5 or $6 a pop. That is just like a whiskey shot and something else, and so those are always good. And then of course you can order from the cantina.
David has turned around that place. I like not to say that Syndicate or Gyps or no, what was it called? Gatsby before it were bad, but
all the other 7 different places
in
the last 7 years.
Ever since he's changed it to the honky tonk, though, it's been nicer. Like I really enjoy going in that place. The only reason I hated it is because they would jam so many people into that one bar that it would be almost claustrophobic.
Yeah.
But now it's not so much. So I kind of enjoy that. I'm glad that he's changed that about that place.
Haven't tried have you tried the cantina, the food?
I have not either.
It's good.
It's
good. Yeah.
I need to try that.
Yeah, no,
it got me all hungry.
It's what, around the corner next to
it's on the other
down
side
the street.
Yeah. I mean,
in fact, they normally have a thing where like if you follow a QR code, you can order it from the honky tonk, and they'll just bring it to you.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, that would make sense. I would think that they would have some sort of delivery system there. Does he show up on a bike or something? Just his own little scooter.
His own, yeah. It's
a little goat.
Yeah. A little goat pops up around the corner.
No, you know what? It's that guy. It's that guy that has like almost no clothes on, just like delivering people, just with the food.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but
yeah. He does that for free too. Apparently, I've got told that. Apparently, that guy does not charge you at all. If you're wondering,
just
that
training
downtown.
for running. I get it. Like
I think so. You might see him at the Spartan race in a couple weeks.
Oh God.
Oh, dude, that's awesome though. I can't wait for the show. Man, how was the last one?
The last one was great. We were performing April 1st, so that was always fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, we had a good turnout. I have a couple of pictures that I'll post up, like to promote the show. I've also been learning a lot with Trent Babb. I don't know if you ever heard about him, but he's a local comic like up in Tulare.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been kind of like helping me like figure out like how to produce better.
Okay.
And so now, so been kind of like bringing that into Roosters. Like, so now I have chairs and like, it's not like just a bar, you know what I mean? Like, and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, you're a comedian first, but now that you've kind of got into this side of setting up shows and doing that, does that take away, or do you think that puts more fire in you to, do better shows or, get more? I mean, it's got to be difficult. We talked about this with the last comedians. Our comedy scene is growing so big. I don't know if it's just in the last couple of years, but since the Well, Tyson and Trevor do their open mics on every Monday at Firehouse. We've talked to Anthony that does his open mics on Thursdays. Now you're doing, once a month on Wednesdays out at Roosters. I mean, how much time does that take away from your comedy as setting up these shows and promoting and producing and all this extra stuff?
It doesn't take away from anything. In fact, it enhances,
Exactly.
right? Because like first of all, you're giving yourself time, right? If you're just waiting on not handouts, but if you're just waiting from bookings on the Well, it's not going to happen. Like, you got the Well bringing up like DL Hughley and like other like Kill Tony, like past comics. Like you're going to have to be like at a level where you're past at the Well to get more bookings for the Well. So if you're going to just wait for that like once every 3 months, you're not going to get better. And open mics are good at the ones that we have now, but let's face it, if it was still like just the Well, it would be now one night every week. So me putting on shows, Tyson and Trevor putting on shows, I've even heard other people that are going to start putting on shows. It's needed because our scene, it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I hear is a lot of people there are some people that don't like a lot of shows because it feels like it oversaturates or it makes them bad. So now what we need to do as a scene is that we need to promote each other's shows and make sure that we're putting on good shows. Because the last thing we want to do is like, well, I could just do it. And then now you're hosting at a barbershop. I'm like, look, was it a good one? You know what I mean? Like, did you put a lot of effort into it? Or did you just think like, well, I'm funny and I have funny friends and people are just going to show up, right? Like, no, you got to learn how to market. You got to learn you got to make connections. You got to make sure you don't step on people's toes. You got to have friends within the community to come out, support you, and even perform on your shows. So it helps with your networking. It helps with your, talking with people, even like, cutting up like jokes and stuff as you're organizing these events. Like
Mhm.
it's made me a better comic.
Yeah, it's the business side of it. I mean, we've been both in radio for 20 years, and producing and doing this and that. And, we started to follow our passion as a podcast on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And we always talked about, there's always a sports show. Anybody could talk about sports. And our love is, the comedy scene. That's when we were like, okay, let's start to bring in these guys. And I've seen just double, almost triple since I first met Betts, 8 years ago when he was doing the Rocket Shop Cafe. And it's awesome. I mean, we've met guys like you. We've met, Ken Burnett, who's doing every other weekend at Slice of Italy. I mean, it's awesome to see the growth. And I think you just hit it right. Everybody doing everything together and promoting each other's show and not stepping on each other's toes.
Police
And
it yourself.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just like certain leagues do that as well, especially when it comes to the rules. Police it yourself, and trust me, it'll go the right way.
Yeah. I mean, look, every major comedian now, like anyone who's had a Netflix special, anyone who, Tony, all those kind of guys, they've all done this.
Yes.
None of them have just been like, I'm showing up and I'm funny and that's it. Like, no, everyone has to put in, this is the work of what they're talking about. They're not just talking about writing and showing up. It's writing, putting on shows, all that kind of stuff.
It's like what we talked about with Brett Ernst last week.
Yes,
absolutely. I mean, he was talking about his big show. He didn't care if he was doing a big show at the Madison Square Garden or a small show in a small bar. He said, it's all the same to me.
Yep.
I'm growing as a comedian. And 25 years, he said he's been in it.
29, I think.
And he's like, dude, and it never gets old. He said, sometimes I still bomb 30 years into it. And he said, I have to grow it. He said, it's one of those things where you stop doing it for a little while and you have to get it back. You just don't jump on stage and you're that funny guy again. So it's awesome to see the growth of the comedy scene. And it really comes with the, the backs of you guys that are doing all the legwork.
Yes, absolutely.
So this community needs to get out and support our local comedians
100%.
as these scenes.
Well, and again, I think it's going to come more and more when these people in the community really start to see you guys more. And I think that's also why me and Sparky enjoy bringing you guys on, because when these people become more normalized to you, when they know what your face looks like, they're going to be more inclined to go see what it's about. And like I said, hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, we could start this side stuff that we're going to do on our YouTube channel and hopefully give you guys more opportunity to do that. Maybe give more opportunity for the fans and for our listeners to actually see you guys do a little bit of a stand-up thing here.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like Sparky just said, I appreciate that you guys are trying in your own ways to build this community while also just working together without trying to step on each other's toes, because there could be a lot of egos that go around in something like this. And to have a community where you guys are actually looking out for each other, you're talking up each other's shows. Tyson and Dan are obviously coming on yours and being a part of it. I'm sure you're going to be part of theirs at some point and be a part of it at the same time. Like, that's how things healthily get to a growing space, like how things continue to grow in a good way. Because when you start putting the toxic stuff in there is really when everything starts to fall apart.
And speaking of toxic, you mentioned Anthony Rivers, and he's bringing back the I'm just talking about he bringing back the roast battles. Is awesome, because that was one of the funniest things I've seen.
That is a gimmick we have to start utilizing in this community.
Roast is great.
If there is one community that will get behind a roast battle, it's Bakersfield. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're all mad. It's gonna get hotter. We're all mad because it's hot. We just want to rip on people. Like, that's just how our community is. Like, if you
look, man, I know exactly where you're going with this too, and I wish we were not in a radio space so we could actually get into this. But there's so much trash talk between just community members here, and it's not in a negative way unless you really don't like each other. But most of the time, people just get behind this kind of a thing, and there's a need for it, because outside of shows like Wild 'N Out, I don't know of a lot of television shows that really do stuff like that, and really give comedians the outlet to kind of roast each other like that anymore.
Yeah,
so
it's fun.
I mean, are you going to be a part of the next one?
So I might. I don't know. I tried a couple of his roast shows before, and I got to roast like one of my really good friends in the very beginning, and because I knew him, it was like really easy to do, and it was like we had our own thing that we talked about. But then the next one, Like I just felt so uncomfortable, like just making like just tearing it. Because the thing is that like I can't balance the like being just straight mean to somebody versus like making
I'm
a
the same
punchline.
way.
Like
Like once I start, I'm going.
yeah. It's like, oh, that wasn't funny. It was just hurtful. Like,
Yeah,
and that's why I'm like, okay, I will enjoy and I will
Where
go
that
to a
line
roast.
is.
Yeah,
It's like it was funny in my head when I wrote it. but-
yeah.
Just go give him a hug afterwards. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that's a good point because we talked about that too. It's kind of easy to roast somebody that you like or one of your buddies, but when it's somebody you don't really know, it kind of feels hurtful sometimes.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, like, I don't want to look at someone in the face and be like, this is the reason why you will never be a good father. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh no, like, I think that cut a chord. There's no punchline to that. It's just mean.
So basically, what we're hearing is you will jump in if it's somebody that you actually know and are friends with.
Yeah. If I can look them dead in the eye and say these things and know that it's coming from a good heart, then yeah, sure.
Hear me out on this. Him and Tyson. Him and Tyson.
I was thinking him and
fun.
Trevor, but yeah.
You know, him and Trevor would be good too, but I feel like him and Tyson would be so much better. I don't know why, but maybe it's because we already saw Trevor in that light. Now we have to see Tyson up there first.
The battle
But-
of the custody dads.
Oh, no. Battle of the lacrosse parents. Oh man, John, one more time, my friend. Let's talk about your comedy show tonight. I mean, Roosters Honk Tonk. When does it start?
Yeah, so it's gonna be at Roosters Honky Tonk at 6:00, or doors open at 6. Show starts at 6:30. It's free. Tips are very encouraged. We're gonna have Anthony Rivers, Tyson Hayes, Dan Betts, and Nathaniel Webb. We're gonna be out of there by 8. If you want to stay for bingo, great. Well shots are for only like $5, and then you can also order food from the cantina.
God, you can't go wrong with well
Dude,
shots
that's
for
a
$5.
hell of a lineup, dude.
It really is.
And
I mean,
one of my favorites, Nathaniel Webb. After last week, I've got to get him back on the show too.
oh, absolutely. I can't wait for the weekday show to start.
Mhm.
And that was, he said sometime in this month. Didn't he say it was
Mhm.
sometime in May, late May?
There's
we
all
were gonna
sorts
hear
of
about
shows
this?
coming up, but don't, Bakersfield, they wait till the last minute. So we'll continue
Of
to pump
course.
up these shows. Get out to Roosters Honky Tonk tonight.
Yes. Not the
Doors-
cantina. The cantina will be where you get food.
Oh,
but you
you'll
go
see
around
it.
the corner.
Doors at 6. Show starts at 6:30. Hell of a lineup. We appreciate you, Jay Bird.
Man, I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a great lineup. My friend, thank you so much for your time. How's the D&D group going? Or
We're
the
doing
D&D group
good.
show?
We are on episode 69, and then kicking it along. Listen to that Rolling with Comics podcast with Trevor Chavez at the DM helm and everyone else playing wacky and Xanable characters.
Who's the best DM so far?
I'm biased. But
Alright.
it's me. Like, I love Trevor to death, but
Oh, man.
yeah, he's trying to do a spy campaign. We're not spies. Like,
It's almost impossible to do a D&D campaign as spies. Let's be honest. There's always that one
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
that's got to be the
So you
crazy
brought it
person.
up. So some people that have never played,
Yes.
would you think that they need to listen to this podcast or watch the podcast first? Because I don't understand it. I know Burdick has talked about playing it. He wants to jump into one of these campaigns, but I've been on the fence of like wanting to get
I
in, but
feel
I
like
also
you
don't
would
want to
have
be
so
that guy
much
that gets
fun.
in and like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
No, dude, honestly, community, not to cut you off, community really is about teaching people how to play this.
Yeah.
So you would have a lot of fun. I'm
And-
sorry, go for it.
in fact, this is kind of new, but one of the things that I started helping out with some of the bookers from Jerry's Pizza, we actually are
Really?
doing a beginners D&D night like once a month, and our
Really?
next date is the 31st of May.
Okay.
It's on a Sunday night. I think tickets are like $15. Spots are very limited because it gets filled up extremely fast.
Yes.
Right on.
A flyer should go out, and it's normally like a number, and you have to like text somebody and
Is
Get
it,
in line.
huh?
Get in line and get
Yeah.
in time before
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sells
yeah.
out.
Like,
So it's
we've
gonna
all-
be
we-
me and like 13-year-old girls, or
No, it's nothing like
every
that.
kid
It's-
that's watched Stranger Things once?
exactly.
there's like that table. There's that table for sure, but then most of it is a bunch of like 25 to 35-year-old men who have lost all their other D&D group friends because they did something horrible. Like,
And they're looking for somebody to play with.
please play with me. Like,
Sparky, I got a set of dice that I will give you too if you
Oh,
actually want to go
gosh.
do this. I swear I do. That is awesome though. Like, is it going to be multiple campaigns going at the same time?
they're all one shots. So like you
Oh,
go in, you learn the game, you kind of have some fun for about 3 hours, and then you're out.
nice.
Yeah, and it filled up. They've only done it twice. I set up for a DM the second time, but the first time it was fully sold out with like 60 people. And then the second one was fully sold out, and we only had like 2 drops. So it's
That'd
insane.
be awesome. Plus, I love their chili verde pizza. So.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go wrong with the chili verde pizza there. But
man.
It always goes back to
that's
food
so
with me.
cool.
so-
I'm so glad there's okay, again, inner geek coming out for a minute here, but I'm so happy to see geek culture becoming popular. Again, as somebody who was ridiculed and bullied his entire life for loving Pokemon, I love seeing the fact that all of this is becoming pop culture.
Yeah, because we're all becoming like dad, and we're making our own children, and they love our stuff, and then
Exactly.
all the like cool kids died. Like,
Yeah, true. I don't know. I grew up with an uncle who had nothing but like superhero statues in his office, and I'm like, see, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me though. Jaybird, thank you so much for your time, my friend. One more time, his show is tonight at Roosters Honka Tonk, 6:30. Open. Doors open?
Doors open at 6.
Oh, 6.
Show
I
starts
apologize.
at 6:30.
I apologize. Doors open at 6. Show starts 6:30. Don't miss it. It's himself, Nathaniel Webb, Anthony Rivers, Dan Betts, Tyson Hayes, right?
Yep.
That's
Look
going to
at
be an
that.
incredible lineup, man.
Boom.
Look at that. He remembered all the names too.
I'm trying.
So
I'm
proud of you.
trying my best, brother. I'm trying my best here. I do a lot during the day.
Pikachu.
So much going on.
I thought once you said Pokemon, I was like, oh, okay, I lost it.
Now, see, that's the thing. You lose me sometimes, but I can wrangle myself back in. I can do it sometimes.
Well, keep doing your thing, Jay Bird, and let us know when you're ready to come back.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Sir, thank you. Let's take a break real quick. We'll get into some of these final stories before we get out of here for the day. This is the Early Bird Special right here on KGEO Sports Talk. Welcome back. Early Bird special right here on KGEO Sports Talk 101.1 FM. I want to thank our guest of the day, Mr. Val Miller. Go out to the car show this weekend on Saturday. I'm trying to get the right times here.
Car 7,
Yes.
show 10.
10 o'clock start for the show itself, and you can do both. You can go to the car show and then come to Mac and Cheese Fest right afterwards. Just saying, it starts from 2 to 6. And I'm sorry,
Is it 2 to 6?
2 to 6 would be the Mac and Cheese Fest. Yes. The car show though will be at 5025 Weibel Road, right out there at KOA Journey. It's going to be a fantastic show. Trust me. Go out there, 200 plus cars. I wish I could really explain to you how fun this event is every time I go, but it really is a great
I
time.
wonder how much tickets are.
And I should, let's see. Oh no, that's for the cars. It says pre-registration for the cars is $35, $40 at the gate, but unless that is for tickets, but that might.
I don't think anybody wants to see my Tacoma. But
who knows? There's some Toyota lovers out there, my friend.
A big shout out to Jay Bird, man. He is doing his thing, and I am so proud of him. And he is one of the funniest comedians here in town. And that lineup, dude, you're not going to get a better lineup than that.
No, you're not. But I'm interested to see, because I'm glad you asked him about the whole being on the managerial side of all this. Something in my mind, and again, not trying to speak for Jaybird here, but something in my mind is telling me that you're going to see him more as the manager type rather than on stage. And that's not because he's not a good comedian, but I think he's going to get so good at producing and managing this thing, he's going to become a booker.
I mean, look at that lineup already.
I think he's genuinely going to become a booker because he has the right mindset. He really does. He has the right ideas and the right mindset for how to really become a good booker in this sense, in that area. Get in like with good relationships with all these guys, maintain those relationships. Like he understands what it takes to really do that. So I think that we're going to be seeing more of him as a comedy manager, maybe even an agent for some of these people one day. We'll see what happens, what he wants to do. But that's kind of what I was thinking when you guys had brought that up. Let's run through these stories real quick before we get out of here for the day. We already kind of broke down for you the Stefon Diggs situation. He has been found not guilty for assault and strangulation in court after just 2 days of deliberation.
And you were right. Shams updated his tweet, and he was talking about, I guess there was an agent involved.
That makes sense.
That didn't and wouldn't go on the stand.
Well, probably because they knew what this story was really about.
And it was money.
Again, this is really all deriving from the fact that she was his live-in chef. Before that, she was his friends with benefits.
And he's like, oh, hell, man, you could cook too?
He apparently sent her away after an altercation between the two, paid her for 2 weeks, but not for the third. She's trying to get all of the money all 3 weeks, but she charged him for all 3 weeks. There's a ton to this, but really, in my mind, the more and more I read into this, the more I've seen and the more I've heard from her and everybody else connected to this, because there's even people from his side, like his manager, his agent, and everybody coming out saying she was actually overpaid for what she did.
Yeah, I was looking at the paperwork. It said a live-in chef for $5.5 million. Yes. I was like, what?
She was grossly overpaid from what these people were saying. Again, I don't know exactly what she was making for him. I doubt she was paying her $5 million and all he was making her was, all she was making him was chicken nuggets.
You're right.
Yeah, right. And so like, I doubt that's the case.
But a hell of a job.
I think more this is she's spurned by this.
That's what it sounds like.
They had a relationship. There were feelings that were had. She probably took the job thinking this is my way to kind of ease my way in. It didn't work out. As you'll hear in audio right here in a minute, he was having other women over, and I don't think she liked that. So let's start real quick, because this is what I think really lost her the case. This is deliberations between Miss Jamila Adams and Diggs's representation, Diggs's lawyers, when they asked her about a text strand between her and a friend that showed, or actually, I think it was actually between her and Stefon. Now I'm thinking about it. It's explained a little bit better in the bite, but there's a text strand that proves that she knew she was actually paid for 2 of the weeks that she claims she was not paid for. So let's play the first bite real quick.
Dated December 9, 2025.
Yes.
And you're the person in the bubbles on the left?
Yes.
And you write to Sunny, hey, so I looked over my transfers, payment history, and they sent payments 11/7 and 11/21 totaling $4,000. See that?
Yes.
So you knew that you had actually been paid for 2 of those 3 weeks that you tried to get paid for again, right?
What's your name? I never got your name.
Did you know
I
that
don't
you
know.
had
I
been-
was trying to address you by your name because I'm sorry. I'm not this.
But
I don't know.
But
I can't answer that question correctly.
I can't answer your question. What's your name again? What was your name? What was your name?
what was the question?
What was your name again? I'm trying to address you personally. What's your name? What's your name? I hate that. I hate that when you don't have an answer and someone like, what's your name again? I mean,
Buy some time. Well, I think it's something to say.
So basically, you got caught in a lie through text message and didn't have an answer for it. That was damning in the terms of you didn't get paid. Really? You didn't get paid. No, you just didn't get paid for the week you weren't working, which I think a lot of people can really sit there and understand. Now, the second part of this, which is right after this first bite, the second part of this is really where she lost the room. So let's hear from this real quick.
You knew on December 9th that you had been paid for 2 of the 3 weeks you said you hadn't been paid for, didn't you?
I don't understand the question.
You just acknowledged you wrote it to Sunny.
I was supposed to be paid for the week I was sent home. So
Okay.
I sent the incorrect amount because I didn't know he wasn't paying me for that week.
Right. So you sought $6,000 instead of $2,000.
That's my calculations was
Right. And so that last week, that was a week you didn't work, right?
because I was sent home.
Right. So you weren't in the kitchen cooking.
Mr. Diggs sent me home because he had girls at the
Tim,
house.
Whatever you're going to
I
add
should
is
be
not
paid.
responsive,
I'm
Your Honor. Yes.
You hear that last part? Mr. Diggs sent me home because he had girls in the house. Why did that had nothing to do with what she was asking you at all. Nothing at all. And then I should be paid. Now, I think everybody can have sympathy for you and say, if you were a full-time employee and you were sent home, yes, you should be paid. That's traditionally how things work. $2,000 in the real span of Stefon Diggs' career isn't that much money. He should be able to pay you the $2,000. I think everybody could have sympathy for you there. But to sit there and lie and say, I don't understand the question. You just said you did in the literal 10 seconds before that. You just claim that I can't answer this question because I don't have the right information. How do you not have right information about your own life? Again, this is where I think she lost the room and they all really started realizing, no, you were trying to get money, which again, as a worker, I think people can kind of sympathize with. But what really was the crux and what really lost it for her was that end part right there. Mr. Diggs was having women in the house. I should be paid.
And obviously he knew that she had some fillers involved because you don't send a chef home just because you have girls over.
No.
Because he knew, okay, this side piece is going to get me in trouble. Get this woman out of my home. And yeah.
100%.
And I mean, she made herself look like a donut. I mean, she's just looks stupid.
And she changed her story multiple times. Again,
I'm just glad it's over.
I am too. But that's where I heard this audio and I had to play it just because I was just baffled by. I mean, this was levels of Sammy Sosa forgetting how to say or speak English bad. Like, I don't understand. You just acknowledged it, woman. You just acknowledged. Like, I know there are a lot of people listening to us right now. Like, yeah, this is how traditional arguments go. What are you talking about? Well, I hear this at home all the time. You can't do that in a court of law. You can't. I'm sorry. And for her to sit there, in the first bite, what's your name again? I'm sorry. I'm trying to address you as, who you are. What's your name? No, you're trying to make it personal. So you could look at his lawyer and try to make her feel bad for asking you questions, very, very valid questions for her case. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to hit a human chord, and it's not going to work.
Yeah, you already lost him.
So, as we said, Stefon Diggs no longer on the hook for assault and strangulation of a Jamila Adams. I feel for her. I do. but she made herself look like an idiot. At the end of the day, she really did.
Oh, she did.
But
And some
as we said, though,
just
at
hope
the
he could
beginning
stay out of
all
trouble
this,
till then.
yeah, before, as we said at the start of all of this, though, he should never have been in the situation. She should never have been in the situation. You should never have asked your former friends with benefits to be a live-in chef for you to begin with. I don't care if you're just trying to be nice and paying her $2,000 a week. Like, I don't care. And who knows? Maybe they did still have relations as of June 2nd of last year, December 2nd of last year, because that's when all of this happened. Was in December of last year.
Shoot, I'll make you some nuggies for $2,000 a week.
That's what I'm saying. But again, we don't know the extent of that. Unfortunately, though, this lady is now going to be seen as a big old dunce because your case could not have been any worse. It really could.
Who's your attorney, first of all?
Yeah.
And who is setting that up? Because
honestly, and for it all to have crumbled because you messed it up. Like, if somebody came in and messed up the story, that's different. You can blame them and say, man, I could have a couple $1,000 if it wasn't for you. No. This is all on your back, Jamila. Every bit of it.
That attorney should have had her trained and ready. If she's going up against an NFL athlete, they knew they were going to come strong. But some side stories coming out of the NFL this morning. Schefter reports there is good news for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is on track to participate in offseason workouts later this month as he continues to recover from knee injury. They said they will take it real slow and he'll be limited, but it is a huge step from a team that was expecting him to be out months.
Okay, but look, we knew there was a chance he could be ready for the beginning of the season, although it was minuscule. I wonder how much of this, though, is him trying to come back too early.
Yeah.
And as we've said about basketball players, it does carry over to football, too. When you play injured, you don't play as well. I know it's a lower body injury, but a lot of Patrick's game is the escapability and able to make stuff happen when he's running.
And he's been dealing with injuries for the last couple of years. I think it's time for him to sit back, get 100%.
And not trying to sit here and compare the two, but they found a suitable backup in Justin Fields. Again, he's not going to be a superstar. He's not going to be the guy that really takes over the game, but he'll be somebody that can at least manage the game.
And they brought in all sorts of tons of weapons. Yeah, I mean, you got the Super Bowl MVP as their running back now. I mean, there's going to be a different vibe in Kansas City. It's not just the usual Kansas City Chiefs. And, you know, I hope he takes it slow and, you know, comes back 100% because that's what the Chiefs have really, they win or lose by the health of Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely. And honestly, that's been the case with this team since he took the reins. But I worry because, one, granted, there are a lot of football fans that really don't want to see the Chiefs back at full caliber. But I think everybody can at least admit that we all want to see Patrick Mahomes play his full career healthy.
Yeah, and it's more entertaining when people are healthy.
Yes, and I don't want him coming back from a very serious injury like this too early and potentially re-injuring it, and then we have a situation where we never see the old Patrick Mahomes again, and he's a shell of his former self, and he never reaches the heights that he could have, because let's be honest, he could reach higher heights than even Tom Brady. That's weird to say out loud, but he could. He's got plenty of career left, and he's already catching up. So for something of serious or that serious to happen would be absolutely just devastating, not only to Chiefs fandom, but just to football fans in general. So I hope he makes the right decision. If he's 100% cleared, sure, play. But unless you are 100%, I say don't even let him chance it. I just wouldn't. What's the first couple weeks of the season, man? Seriously. You could play the first 4 weeks of the season without him and still be okay. You really could, especially with 13 more games after that. Because imagine that. They lose the first 4 games with Justin Fields. Oh, wow. Chiefs start 0-4, biggest talking point of the NFL.
Yeah, and that's what Kansas City's been, even with Mahomes.
Right, and then Patrick Mahomes comes back, turns them around. They probably end the season, what would you say, Sparky? 11-6?
Yeah.
Something of that nature.
Which will probably get him in the playoffs.
Yes, and then we're all talking about Patrick Mahomes as the superstar again, the guy who's the next heir apparent and all of that. And I honestly it would be better for the entire team if you just kind of wait a couple weeks, in my opinion. Other stories out of the NFL real quick before we run out of time. The NFLRA has scheduled a vote to ratify the new CBA for the NFL referees. So this is the next step forward and potentially keeping the referees happy and just staving off this potential call up of non-college referees or D1 college referees coming into the NFL.
And that vote's tomorrow?
I believe so. Yes, it's Thursday. So,
I know the deadline was the end of May.
Yes.
So
May
we should know
31st.
by the end of this week.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll have an answer by Friday if this deal will get done. But like Sparky just said, if the deal is not done by May 31st, we're looking at replacement referees.
And one more thing before we wrap up the show. I know you wanted to bring up what the hell are players in the Live going to be doing?
Yes. So we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but Live obviously losing the majority of its funds thanks to the Saudi Arabian fund group pulling out of most of these sports organizations that they helped start. And one of the biggest talking points was, where's Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, all of these other big names from the PGA going to go when the money eventually dries up, because they're not going to be playing golf for free. Well, John Rahm has already come out and said that his contract is pretty much tight. I'm not sure exactly how he's going to get out of this. I'm sure they're going to find a way for the PGA to help out with him being moved from Live to PGA. But as it sits for him, he's kind of left in limbo. There's not a whole ton he can do. And he's not legally smart enough, as he says in a bite, which I could play, but we're not going to really find an answer for everyone right now. But there's probably going to be an avenue. As for Bryson DeChambeau, everybody's favorite Happy Gilmore, he's pretty much come out and said, yeah, I can lean on YouTube. If you don't know, Bryson is a very, very popular YouTuber as well as a golfer.
I had no idea.
Much like Trevor Bauer situation, he got the majority of the popularity because he was a talking point in the PGA and everyone just kind of followed him. But he has done really entertaining stuff on YouTube, including hitting a hole-in-one over his own house and like a whole bunch of different crazy stuff in the world of golf and sports, that he makes a lot of money doing that, much like Trevor Bauer does with Momentum Baseball and YouTube. But basically, he's putting his line in the sand saying, I didn't like how we were treated the first time with the PGA. I don't think the PGA is going to change anything about that. So until I see some proof that the PGA is going to step up and actually be for its players, I'm not going to be a part of it.
Yeah, he said, I'll
And that's going to be the biggest thing for everybody, is where is all of this really going to come to a head? At this point, we're all just kind of waiting to see if the